In Zimbabwe, when I was having all these challenges, I think I reached my own version of rock bottom. That I just thought, you know what, there's no way I'm coming out of this situation. I left Zim, I raised enough money to buy a bus ticket, came through to Cape Town. I was working as a fiber technician. To work there was also challenging. You work so much like harder, so even the money wasn't nice, but you want to do something because you also want to support people that are back at home. Eventually, I got retrenched from this job that I had. I didn't have much to do at home. I would borrow a bike from a housemate. Things completely changed in so many ways. I don't even know what cycling is to me because it's something that I use as a passion. It's something that I use as a form of therapy. It's something that I even do on my worst day.
Who would be Laziel without cycling?
Hey guys, welcome back to Athco. Today we've got Laziel, the famous cyclist in Cape Town, the man, the myth, the legend. He's joining us to talk all about cycling, sports, community, and we're happy to have you on. Thank you for coming to Athco.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me as well.
Dude, it's our pleasure. And I feel like, honestly, what I want most people to get out of this conversation is I think a lot of people know you as the cycling guy in Cape Town, but I would love to also maybe dig a bit deeper and maybe give people also the chance to really see the real, like the whole Laz. Like,
Yeah.
also, I mean, you did talk about a bit about where you come from, a bit your story. I mean, you had a few like mini documentaries, I would say. But I mean, my opinion, they were so beautiful. And I mean, even if people maybe did hear it already, I would love maybe for you to be able to share a bit of your background, where you come from,
Yeah.
a bit of your story to getting to the point where you're now right now.
Yeah. So I don't even know where to start, but I would just say, yeah. So I'm originally from Zim. I grew up in Harare, Zimbabwe. So yeah, I mean, I think this is my 8th year that I've moved to since I moved to Cape Town. So yeah, I grew up in Harare, Zimbabwe. Yeah, from that's where I went to school. But yeah, at some point I didn't finish school because of yeah, life situations and everything. But then yeah, from there I was just moving from place to place. Yeah, because my mom was also like working somewhere. Yeah, so we separated for a long time. But then eventually, I was older enough to work, and then that's when I made a decision to come to Cape Town. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything interesting you wanted to hear about my growing up or yeah, that type of stuff.
What's the biggest mental shift moving from Zimbabwe to Cape Town? Like, give me the Zimbabwe way of life versus the Cape Town way of life, and how you adjusted.
Yeah, I would say mentally, I would say maybe I can actually say that. Yeah, I think in my opinion, I reached in Zimbabwe when I was having all these challenges that I'm talking about. I would say that I think I reached my own version of rock bottom. There's certain situations that I've been when I was back there and with challenges and everything that I just thought, you know what, there's no way I'm coming out of this situation. This is it. This is done. There's no way I will come out of this
Yeah.
very like situation. So some of that stuff was very hard, but yeah, I mean, yeah. Eventually, I just ended up. Yeah, I think I would say the mental state for me when I'm in Cape Town and when I'm in Zim is totally different because when I came to Cape Town, yeah, things completely like changed in so many ways. My plan was to actually come here to Cape Town from Zimbabwe. Then I would just yeah, I would just find a job somewhere, and then eventually maybe I'll get a job somewhere and move. I wasn't planning to stay, but my mistake was jumping on a bike and start cycling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I would also say that. Yeah, there is challenges that are in Zim that if you are from Cape Town, you probably wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
And there is stuff that happens in Zim as well that if you are there and you look from afar, there's things that are in Cape Town that you wouldn't understand as well. But
Yeah.
here in Cape Town, I've grown so much. I meet a lot of like different people. I've made a lot of friends that probably mean family to me as well. I have a lot of support locally, like internationally. Yeah, so people just speak good things about me when I'm in Cape Town. Whereby when back home in Zim, where I come from, I also face a lot of I don't know. I think the right word is obscurity. Whereby a lot of people that are back there, they don't actually understand what cycling is to me or what is it doing in my life. Most people just see me riding my bike. I also receive a lot of messages, either it's Facebook or Instagram, like what is this? Because back then when I was in Zim as well, I was I was going to church a lot as well. I grew up Christian, and I was baptized there from a very young age as well. But yeah, through life, I don't know, I don't want to give like any excuses why I kind of drew back from that. I think in my opinion, uh, I would say um, I would say the state I'm in right now is what a lot of Christians would say, a backslidden state. But I don't have any crazy lifestyle that I live. Majority of my time, I just committed to training. I just committed to whatever work that I'm up to. So I don't, I haven't like drifted away from like anything related to faith or anything. But I just, at some point I just drifted away from that because it's also not a society or a community that is very like supportive to me. Because even from the start, like going to church and everything, most of the time it's just like we have to live this way, we have to follow this, we have to follow that, and all of that. So, I know it's important to faith to follow certain rules or doctrine or whatever that is, but for me, at some point, I just drifted away for some reason, but mainly because I focused more on riding and whatever that came with life. So it's not an idol or anything, but it's basically just like my personality and what I'm doing now.
It's your
So,
passion.
it's more like I wouldn't. To be honest, I don't even know what to call my. I don't even know what to call what cycling is to me because it's something that I use as a passion. It's something that I use as a form of therapy. It's something that I even do on my worst day. I'm just feeling terrible that day. I'm just like, you know what, let me go to Chappies. By the time I come from there, I completely forget what was going on. So I would say, I don't know, cycling just, it's just a tool that I'm using to navigate through life. And I don't even know what to call it, if it's a hobby or a passion or a job or
And you never cycled in Zim.
In Zim is where I was. So I actually, when I was growing up, there's a brother of mine. Unfortunately, he died. I think 2-3 years ago.
I'm sorry, man.
But he's the one that taught me how to ride a bike. I really looked up to him because he's someone who is just like, he would go away, he would disappear, and then he would show up after like 2-3 years. No one knows where this guy is. He's just busy with his life out there. And he would just show up like one day and maybe on a Christmas day or it's a funeral or something, an event is going on. Then he's like, oh, where are you? What's happening? What's going on? So I really admired him so much. But he's the guy that taught me how to ride a bike. We would walk like in streets, and there's kids that had access to these nice bikes and everything. My brothers would just bully them. That's when we would also just like grab those bikes and start riding and stuff like that. But that's pretty much how I knew. I would just like grew up in the streets. I was always like a little bit like reserved and quiet, like from growing up as well. I mean, at some point, my dad also couldn't afford to maintain like buying me these bikes and stuff like that because I would ride this small BMX and then the other one is like a totally different bike and stuff. So for a long time, it's something that just like stuck with me, but I didn't.
I
just didn't lose it.
like a passion. It's
Yes,
hard to do what you do in Cape Town and Zim.
No,
You
no,
have to
no.
mountain bike up there.
Yeah, it's either you're mountain biking, but also I feel like it's not actually hard to ride in Zim actually because right now recently when I was in Zim, I took my other gravel bike.
Oh yeah.
And funny story is that there's where my mom lives at the moment. It's like I would say now that I recorded the ride that I did from town to my mom's place, it was 15 Ks. And in a funny way, I used to wake up early in the morning to get to town just to look for work and stuff. So yeah, I would just leave home. Then I would just get to yeah, I would just get to town, and then the crazy thing is that I didn't even realize that I would leave early in the morning. It's in the dark, and I would come back in at night as well in the dark. But yeah, so now when I took my bike to Zim, I'm like, okay, I don't want to take any transport. Let me just ride to my mom. So I recorded that ride, and it was 15 Ks, just one way to get there. So probably, yeah, I would walk 30 Ks. That's what it was like, but I didn't even know. Yeah, that's what's happening. It's basically like maybe 3 hours one way, like each way, like 3 hours going, 3 hours coming
And that
back.
doesn't leave a lot of time for finding work and then working. and stuff.
Pretty much. So even if I was to find work, like I wouldn't even. It didn't make sense at all. I wouldn't even
Yeah.
afford to make it there in time as well.
I think also for some context, if you're maybe an international viewer or you just don't know much about Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe is in a really difficult situation right now.
Yeah.
Basically, a totally collapsed economy with unemployment rate in the 90 percentile, like
pretty much, yeah.
92%, something like that. So it's a really difficult situation there since about 2000 with Robert Mugabe and now Emerson Mnangagwa.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a tricky situation. So a lot of Zimbabweans, come to South Africa looking for new opportunities and stuff.
Yeah.
So you came here, you said 8 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And tell me about that. Like, how did you get into cycling once you got here, and how has that propelled you into your position now? Like, take me to the beginning of the cycling journey in Cape Town.
Yeah. So when I came from Zim, yeah, things were of course like difficult that side. So yeah, I didn't have much like to do that side. I used to do stone wall cladding, like we could install like some facades and stone veneers and all that stuff. But yeah, at some point, yeah, it just felt right at that time because also I didn't have a place to stay there. So yeah, I eventually it was a moment for me to make like that decision to just like find out what else is out there.
Yeah.
Always had this like adventure like feeling in me, like to want to travel and see more, maybe other cultures and what else is out there. So I left Zim. I raised enough money to buy a bus ticket, and then I just came through to Cape Town. Of course, majority of the people that year that Zimbabweans come to Cape Town, of course, they think most people do border jumping and all of that stuff. But fortunately, I had a passport. So yeah, I just raised enough money to come to SA, and then for some reason, Cape Town just felt right because my plan, like I said, was to come to Cape Town. Maybe I was hoping maybe I would get a job in a cruise ship somewhere, and yeah, just start a new life somewhere out there. To be honest, I didn't plan to go back to Zim anymore because it's a place that I feel like, yeah, it had so many like bad memories for me, and yeah, a lot of like trauma, a lot of like challenges and everything. So when I came to Cape Town, I was working as a fiber technician. We were installing internet. We worked all around. Even when I was passing through these industrial areas, there's some places that I installed fiber before.
really?
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I was installing fiber. I was pretty much good at it. We would open up trenches. Yeah,
I
we could-
remember like around like 6 years ago, 7 years ago,
yeah.
they started putting fiber in all over here. Like I remember Pinelands, they put fiber all through Pinelands. And it
Yeah,
was
pretty much.
trenches.
I'm probably one of those guys.
Were you
was
one of those
me,
guys?
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was in high school. I was like walking home from school and stuff.
Yeah, so there's also there's also a lot of stuff we're doing in Somerset area as well.
Yeah.
So Somerset, Gordons Bay, pretty much everywhere, all the nice suburbs and stuff. So we'd install like internet and stuff. So it's basically opening up trenches. We install fiber on the poles straight to homes and stuff. So I was pretty much good at that. But yeah, as time goes on, I just felt like going to work there was also challenging because even you work so much like harder, but also the money is not enough. You know, with my situation, you're coming from Zim, you need experience. This is not something you've done before. So even the money wasn't nice, but you want to do something because you also want to support people that are back at home. So this process that I just mentioned now, we call it black tax, but you still want to support back at home, but at the same time, you don't have enough here to survive as well. So yeah. So while I was doing that, eventually I got retrenched from this job that I had. So I didn't have much to do at home. I would borrow a bike from a housemate, yeah, and then just drop my CVs around town. I would go to the ocean just to sit there for a while, or to just like see what's happening. Because also in Zim we don't have an ocean or everything. So the first days it was really challenging for me. I would even get sick or throw up just to see the ocean.
Really?
It was overwhelming at that time. Yeah. So yeah, I would just like stay at the ocean, like on top there on Kloof Corner, or then you're looking at that whole like whole nothingness or that body of water like over there. I would just throw up one time.
No, but like you got Lake Kariba, right? It's the same.
Yeah.
Same.
But it's I think it's just like what like the ocean is. You just realize like how smaller you are, you know.
Yeah.
So
No.
yeah.
True.
So yeah, while I was doing like all of this stuff, eventually I met some friends and other people that were like, "Ah, you know what, you actually ride very nice. Why don't you come for this and that?" There's this guy, Andre Bed. He's one of the crazy riders as well. Like, so yeah, he's like he riding all over like around like Cape Town and stuff. So one day we meet. He's like, "Oh, we should actually ride sometime." There's this group like that ride like fixed bikes and stuff like that. So yeah, I joined one or two of those, and then the next time he was like, there's actually a race code. There's this guy is from Mother Amateur Cycling Club. So they do hill climbs. Like you start from Kemps Bay High all the way to Signal Hill, and there's another one that starts from Kloof Street all the way to the cable car. So yeah, it's like a hill climb like race. So I joined the one. The Signal Hill. It's actually called Signal Hell. Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Probably
Yeah.
for good reason.
Yeah, so yeah, I joined one of that stuff, and then yeah, I literally died that day. So ever since then, I never really like looked back. I just started joining some of these guys. That's where I met some of the people in the community that I ride with now. We just met there, and yeah, from there we could do a lot of stuff. Julian, one of my friends as well, he's running a very cool project, Community Connect, which is working through Standard, the brand that's in Berlin. So Standard through Julian, they give him bikes to share with the community as well.
Oh, wow.
To share with people that also need access to these things. A lot of people want to ride, but
And to be fair, standard bikes are one of the most expensive bike brands. So like that's not just any bike. he offers to
maybe
people,
one of the friendliest
Yeah.
expensive bikes.
Yeah.
We need to get you a bike down here in Cape
Dude,
Town,
for
eh?
sure.
Yeah. So yeah. So Julian, he's got a house in Graaff-Reinet, in Eastern Cape.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, you would ask me if I want to go and join him that side as well. So we could, yeah, just take gravel bikes with one of the standard bikes. I would just grab one that fits me and would go there. Yeah, it's a very like nice area as well. It's so underrated, but it's
Eastern
beautiful.
Cape, I always tell people because I'm from Eastern Cape, I love that place. It's
Yeah.
so nice. It's so beautiful from like a nature perspective, and it's peaceful. The people are lovely. You should go check the Eastern Cape out. It's not all about Cape Town, guys.
It's gonna be the next Cape Town soon.
Hey, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to say, yeah, so that place in Graaff-Reinet, there's like some animals, like it lives closer to the nature reserve.
Yeah.
There's some nice crazy stuff. You'll be riding around, and then there will be animals will be chasing you. Like you don't even have time to record that on a phone.
Chasing.
Yeah, they'll be like, no, just like running along. So
Oh.
I was like, the lions.
that's-
I saw this video of
Oh,
like
yeah,
a cyclist
yeah,
getting
chasing,
chased by an
yeah,
ostrich.
chasing is-
An ostrich. Oh, flip, yeah, no. Ostriches they're like, for
Yeah.
people who don't know, they're like big rats, you know, like they're just
Yeah.
pests, you know. We used to, as a kid, go to camping at this one caravan park, and there was ostriches that would just roam around. And they'd come in, they would steal the meat off your braai. My dad was once just sitting in like a camping chair, and one just pecked him on the ear for no reason, and they'll come into your tent and they'll look around, like look for food. Like, it's crazy.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's hectic.
It's a very African kind of story. It didn't really register how like unique that is of
Yeah.
experience.
But I heard they're quite dangerous when you
Yeah.
when you steal their eggs or something like that. They're
Kind
very
of.
protective.
When I was a kid, I used to chase those things around. They're not that.
Don't do that.
You need to look. You need to look taller than them. If you want to scare off an ostrich, here's a tip. Okay, if you scare off an ostrich, you got to just be taller. So you put your hand up like this, and you run at them, and you like wave your arms, and they run. That's how you do it. Or like a broom if you're short.
Yeah, I don't know. Where was I?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You had no time to actually film animals because they were just.
Oh
roaming around.
yeah. I was just like, you know what? It's a place. There's a lot of stuff in my phone actually that I could show you, but it's just like, yeah, it's a crazy place. So we would go there, ride around. Actually, 4 years ago, there's some. I would say like 5 years back, there's some stuff that I shot there. So 4 years ago, I got a reminder on my phone. The iPhone thing.
Yeah.
It just shows you, oh, this is what you did like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And some of those photos were there as well. So while I was going with Julian to this like place, I fell in love with gravel riding. What's a different type of riding? It's different from road because it's 100% like paved. You're not worried about like anything. You just constantly like in a flow. But gravel riding, it's so unpredictable. There's so much like weather. It's a thing. You can't just like, it's so much like unpredictable. There's so many things can go wrong, and so many things you have to be right as well. So it's either mechanicals, or it's either fuel that you are eating, or either hydration, because you are in the middle of nowhere. So you need supplies. So what do? You have to carry all this stuff. So it's either it's bike packing, or you really have to know what you're doing on the bike to make it to the next stop. Like
There's no
in
coffee
time.
shop just to pull off and grab.
Yes, there's
croissant
no,
and
yes, yeah. No.
not happening
It's
out there.
well, you should see most riders when they are doing like some of that stuff, because when you see, sometimes you're out there, you wish to just have a sandwich like with peanut butter or something, because it's scarce. It's nowhere to be found. Like there's nothing out there. Yeah.
Wow. So you're like really, Graaff-Reinet is far from anything by itself. And then
Yeah.
if you ride away from Graaff-Reinet, like, are you going north, or you like towards the Karoo?
Yeah, so there's some places that we can go around, and we even go through like New Bethesda. I don't know, a lot of, if you haven't seen this, like it doesn't make sense, but New Bethesda is one of the places that is special, because it's also an old like town, but they've managed to just maintain whatever is like there. So it's like you feel like you're in a 90s movie or 80s or whatever, 60s
it's
or
like
whatever
that.
that is, because it's still like intact and it's still like old and all that stuff. But it's really cool to check it out as well. So yeah, we would go to all these places, and then I just fell in love with like some gravel riding, and a lot of bike packing, like Mission and all of that stuff. So yeah, a lot of people, I think they want to also do these things, but some of these sports are also not it's not accessible, because everything comes with a price as well. So there's a lot of barriers, because with cycling, you're not good enough without a lot of stuff. You need helmets, you need shoes, you need socks and kits. And when I say socks, it doesn't make sense, but it's specific socks you have to wear. It's shoes, it's nutrition, and then all of this stuff is just entry level. Then you need to train after that. Once you get fitter, that means you also need to try out if this fitness is working. So you need to race, or you need to do a long ride. But that comes with accommodation and food and transport and all of this stuff, and race entries and all of that stuff. And that doesn't guarantee any win or anything. It's just an investment you're doing for yourself, because you love this thing, you know. So it can be a barrier as well to a lot of people, which is why I was happy to mention what Julian is doing with this project, because then at least you have a bike, and maybe you actually don't need all these things. Maybe a helmet only, but majority of the stuff,
Okay, could you give me an entry level cyclist starter kit?
I
So
got
give me the list,
Oh
okay?
boy, that's-
Someone is getting into cycling.
yeah.
they don't have a big budget, but they can afford the bare necessities. What are you saying are the non-negotiables? You have to have these things.
Yeah, so Seb asked me the same question, and I
Oh,
got
is
roasted
it?
after. Yeah, I got roasted after. Most people were like, "Oh, what do you mean?" Boss, I mentioned that you need a 55K bike, and people were like, but you can get a 10K bike and then make these all like upgrades and stuff." But I mean, I don't know. I think it works as well, but all I know is that eventually you have to buy an expensive bike because with cycling, the thing is you get fitter like so quick, and it gets fun so quick, and you want to do more like very quickly as well. You just adjust to that like type of fitness, and you just keep like you want to go. But then if you have limitations with equipment, then it can demotivate you to do more stuff. But if you were to get like that 50K bike that I'm talking about, then you want to commit. You know that you have bought something that is expensive, so you want to
Right.
spend time with this thing. Like, okay, I can't just let 50K sit in a garage somewhere. I have to
Yeah.
utilize this. This thing have to take me to places, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the mentality that I have towards these things. Like, if you are getting an entry level bike, why not just get something that will give you more than to get something that is less, and then after 2 3 months you want to upgrade, but then to sell the one you have as well, that market is shrinking each and every time, because everyone who is getting into cycling now is like, okay, Laz, the way he's riding, maybe it's cool, maybe let me, to keep up with Laz, let me also buy something that
a
is
bike is not gonna make them keep up with you, man. You're too fast, bro.
no,
You're too fast.
trust me,
You can't
like
just
I
buy a
get
faster bike.
It's
They have
all
to
the
be
time.
fitter.
All the time in the hours.
You have the
spent
nice
on
bike
bike.
and you like fit. A new guy, he's never catching you.
Yeah, but also, at least if you have those options, it's nice to
Yeah.
have options. At least if you have faster gears, then that fitness will naturally come.
yeah.
But also, it's also good that you start with something that is to find out if you want to do
Yeah.
this thing. Like in the long run, you can also get something cheaper. But those methods haven't worked for me, because for me, what happened as well, it's the race that I'm doing on Valentine's, sorry, on the 14th of Feb. Yeah.
Do you have a lady? Is she mad at you?
No, I don't.
Don't have a
I don't
lady.
have a
We're
lady
gonna
at the
speak
moment.
about that later, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Hey.
who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're in love with the bike. You're in love with the race.
I would love to be in love with a lady, but
Hey,
you
right
know
now
what?
it's the road.
Yes,
It's the race.
yes.
Yes.
But what actually I was going to say is that on the race that I'm doing on the 14th, I went to Cedar. It was the first one. I think it was. I can't remember which year it was, but I went there. I didn't have proper nutrition. I didn't have proper clothing. I didn't have proper gears or a proper bike. So what I ended up doing there is like, and it was 2 degrees. It was snowing as well in those mountains
Where?
in Cedarburg. Yeah.
Cedarburg.
Yeah. People actually drive there to watch snow.
Yes,
Like,
I have been up there
Yeah.
one time, but it only snows like twice a year. It's very unlucky that was on the day.
yeah, and it was. Do you know what? It's an experience that I would never want anyone to go through, because you don't have a proper jacket. It's the coldest I've been in my life, I would say. So yeah, I went there. It wasn't good at all. And the first this cedar race, it's 245 kilometers, 3.7 elevation. So the first 25 k's, it's already 1,000 elevation. So I only managed to do like 60 k's, and I was cold. I was like feeling like, yeah, I'm like almost like losing my consciousness, because that's what happens with cold as well. You start feeling like, I don't know how to explain that feeling, but you start doing things slower. You can't really like think like
Get drowsy.
properly.
You almost feel like you're falling asleep a bit, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you feel like I'm falling asleep or something. So I eventually went to a church. That's like I'm forgetting the name of the. I'm forgetting, if it comes back, I'll remember it. But I went to a church, and then the pastor there was very welcoming. Yeah, he just said, you know what, sit on the fire there. He made us coffee with some rusk and stuff like that. Yeah, but then we had to call the other guys, like, you know what, this is not happening. We're cold here, like, it's no, we can't finish. We can't do this.
You still had
like anymore.
200 k's to go or something.
Yes,
almost.
it's like 200, almost like 200 something to go. So ever since I had that experience, I was like, no, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you that you know, I just get a 10K bike. I wish I could, but cycling is just what it is. Like, it's
is
an expensive
expensive.
sport. I also don't want to pay so much, but it just comes with cycling. I'm fortunate enough that at least I get sponsored with bikes and kit and all of there's quite a few stuff that I get from people that support my journey. But I would say that yeah, maybe certain things you shouldn't do if you just want to cruise around the city or to check the beach or the coastline
Yeah.
for sunset. Maybe it's good, but if you now want to do the real stuff, like going out there and doing the stuff that I at least do at whatever small level that I do it at, then you need to be doing things properly. You need proper gears, you need proper food on and off the bike, you need proper clothing. Yeah, and it's fortunate enough that majority of the people that are making cycling clothing now, or at least cycling brands, they are capable of making stuff that if it's a jacket or a t-shirt, it's something you can use on the bike. It's also something you can use off the bike. So you still look cool on the bike and also off the bike and stuff.
So
Yeah.
again, give me the cycling kit breakdown. Tell me which bike you would recommend for a beginner. Tell me
Yeah.
tell me like what cycling kit you need. Shoes, jackets, pants. What do you call it? I'm not a cyclist. I don't know.
It's okay,
What do you
bro.
call the lycra stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a bit.
So with all these things you mentioned, of course, I'm biased
Yes.
with stuff.
Shout
but,
out to your sponsors. But go for it, dude.
Yeah, but what I would say is that I wouldn't name any like specific bike or specific kit. But what I would say is that at least if it's a bike, you need a gravel bike, because a gravel bike will give you access to road and off road as well, and it just gives you access to certain things. Let's say you are like I was staying in Rosebank, so just commuting to work, it's a mission. It's traffic and queues and cars and stuff. So what do? You have to go in the pavement. So if you don't have a gravel bike, or if you don't have at least thicker tires, then you are forced to stay in the road, and then you're fighting with cars. And so the best way would be to, yeah, if you have a gravel bike, it's not only the stuff that I'm talking about, but you have access to do other stuff that maybe cars don't have access to. Then you can enjoy like other stuff. But for a bike, I would recommend that. Then for kit, I think people overcomplicate that, because what you need is a good pair of at least cycling shorts, something that have a chamois. A chamois is just like that that pad that you have that sits on the saddle. Because for a lot of people say you don't need kit, but for 20 Ks, 20, 30 or 50 Ks, you can ride without that. But if you are staying on the bike for more than 2-3 hours, then yeah, you need proper kit
need proper
for
kit.
for summer, or for if you're fortunate enough for winter, for all these things. So that's what cycling is. You need you need kit for winter, for summer. Then you need different stuff like for mountain biking or for gravel or for road cycling, depending on what you are into. So yeah, I mean, if you were to ask me all the cool stuff that I like, I would even tell you, like for mountain biking or for gravel, even wear white shoes and white socks. But maybe that doesn't work for other people. So I would just say, yeah, make it as simple as possible according to your own like maybe budget. But not to say, because everything is expensive anyway. But it's not only cycling. I looked into golf.
Oh, dude, don't get me started there.
Zimbabweans love golf.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, like I was talking to another Zimbabwean. They're like, the only thing to do in Zimbabwe is drink, play golf. That's what everybody does. You know, you
Yeah,
drink and play
people
golf
do a
together.
lot of there's cricket as well. It's quite popular there as
true,
well.
yeah.
Yeah. And then if you want to look into hunting, it's the same. Hunting is expensive. The license, and also the crazy thing with hunting is you're not just going to get a license and then you shoot and you. No, that's not how it works. You are getting this license. They drive you to wherever these animals are. You wait for your turn. You shoot, and then you have to leave, because now they have to collect that animal for you. In any case, that's where poaching starts with
Yeah.
people ending up like getting involved with other stuff because you shoot your animal, but then what happens next? You want to get excited and try out other different stuff. So they make sure that you are there for whatever you paid for, and then you leave. So yeah, hunting is another
Expensive
it's
hobby.
another expensive hobby as well. And farming, I think farming is the most stressful thing. If
that
you
a
have
hobby?
farming, of course, yeah. Other people make it as a hobby, but I think farming is the most like stressful hobby to have as well, because
Did you farm in Zim?
there's a lot of farms, a lot of plots as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we call them plots. I don't know if it's the right word.
It's a smaller farm.
Yeah. There's quite a lot of them as well. So yeah, people like to grow their food. Even when we were growing up, I think these days it's quite sad to see that also like young kids. Sometimes they are put on antidepressants and stuff when they are going through like some challenges and stuff. Like I mean, like in the modern society, of course. But back in the day, like we were allowed to play in the garden. We'd go grow our own carrots, tomato, vegetables, and stuff. So if you just say you're hungry, your mom could ask you to, grab some vegetables or carrots or something like that, which was actually fun because we were allowed to play outside. You know, we were allowed to play and be kids, and stuff like that. So yeah, just like growing up, you learn these things when you're growing up, and when you get older, you just grow up with that stuff. You're like, I want to grow my own vegetables and stuff. So even here, I'm like, you know what, I want to grow my own like vegetables and stuff. But
Where in Cape Town,
where?
everyone's in
Where?
an apartment where
But you
nobody
see-
has land.
Yeah,
You said like growing up. I mean,
yeah,
I was always wondering because for people that don't know, but I think most people will know, you built an amazing community. I'm not saying I mean don't know the full story, so I would love to hear that.
yeah.
So I don't know if it's just you, but you are a big part of the cycling community in Cape Town. Like you're an essential part of it. There's probably multiple people like Julian involved as well.
Yeah.
But where does this desire, because you told me it's not the first time, you also did approach another cycling brand with this vision of yours that you had about having like a cycling community necessarily here.
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe stems from growing up around the community, or where does it come from? What gave you the initial spark? You're in Cape Town now, you started cycling, you got into cycling, and what gave you the spark to, I want to build a community, I want to have a community here?
So, man, to be honest, I think at first I would say for most countries or most, the more inland you go, like into maybe Africa. Of course, Cape Town is it's more Europe, if you can be honest.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, but if you are to go more like inland, you realize that there's communities are different. Like there's of course I grew up in town in the city, but there is areas that you are growing up like even in the city because some maybe city council water is not coming out from the tap, so we'd go to fetch water maybe at the bowls together. Everything is like together. Everyone knows who is who. Some children walk to school together. Maybe it's like a 7 to 10K or 15K stretch to get to school and stuff. Even in some cities, if I can be honest. So you realize that everything is like together. There's no sense of like individualism. Like it's all about me and my family. Even if you were to do something, you were to do something in Strand, and one of the local people saw you there doing something you're not supposed to be doing, they would even tell your parents. And you would get beaten up at school, and you get beaten up by a neighbor, and you get home and you tell them that the teacher beat me up, or the neighbor, and you even get worse at home. I mean, it's brutal, but it's just like I'm just trying to tell you like what it meant to be like community, because they will say, why would a neighbor lie to you, like, or why would an elderly person lie that you did something wrong, but I think that's where the sense of community comes from. It's very important also for maybe communities or societies to be like that, because where I came from, it's not all about me. It's all about community. What are we having together? Like even funerals doesn't feel like if someone dies, the whole community is there to help out with cooking, with firewood, with making fires and making food and making sure that everything is taken care of, and that's one of the things I envy as well. That's one of the things I miss about Zim, that sense of like togetherness and wanting to do stuff together as a community. So when I come here, or when I came here, uh, yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, I don't want to sound negative, but it seems like also you kind of need to put in a lot of work as well when you get to a new place, because
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not
100%.
very. It gets very. I don't want to say cliquey, but
It
it
is.
gets
We
very
can be
close.
honest
Yeah,
about Cape Town. It
yeah.
is very clicky.
It gets very close to a point where you kind of have to like at least, yeah, you get in maybe an initiation of some sort. Do you really want to be there? Because also for Cape Town, it's a place where people are coming in and out, so that it's not a good feeling for other people to let people in, and other people are going away as well, and then these people are left behind, the friendship dies and stuff. So I think that sense of like community is also like needed to have like something to do, like together and stuff like that. So for someone like me, I love community personally. I just love to be part of like something, to do something around like the community. Not even about fame or numbers or whatever that is. Just to be part of, to be known, to be doing something like around the society or
Around the
community.
society.
Yeah, yeah.
And tell me a little bit more about your brand on social media with
Yeah.
these brands you work with,
Yeah.
how you got into that. Because Athco, our podcast specifically, it's not only about athletes, it's
Yeah.
also about people making sports their living.
Yeah,
How do you
yeah.
make money from this? How do you actually like become a cyclist? It's very expensive. It's hard to get into, right? Like
Yeah.
you were saying. So how have you been able to work with brands, work with different people, work with sponsors to be able to facilitate this dream of yours?
Yeah.
And how can other people maybe turn their passion of sport into their profession or what they do for work? What advice do you have for those type of people?
So to be honest, like with the only thing I would say when it comes to me personally is that there is things that I do like strategically as well. Like it's not only about you know what, I have 50,000 followers on like on Instagram or whatever. Because for me, it actually works better for me if I have smaller numbers, because at least especially now with the influencer world, it's a situation where there's a lot of just accumulation of stuff. Every brand wants these people, they have 100,000 followers. Everyone wants to work with these people. So the next week they are promoting this product, the next week they are promoting the other, and the next week they are promoting the other. There is no like, in 1 month you're like, okay, what should I buy here, because this guy is promoting 4 or 5 items that are the same. So I think just being like that authentic, and yeah, work towards like whatever feels right for you, without feeling like you're forcing like things, or you're trying to be this person that is known to be something. I think also for me, just being authentic is something that has allowed me to be there, because I never really like looked for most of these things. I even got a kit, cycling kit sponsor before I got a bike, a nice bike, because I just did a shoot with them. And the next thing was, yeah, we ended up working together. We had a nice conversation, and yeah, everything just fall into place. And then it's the same with the guys from Standard, through Julian as well. We were, yeah, just riding around here. I was just that guy that would, yeah, maybe Julian is not, because he travels around a lot. So whenever he's not around, you would say, there's a guy that needs a bike there. Can you fetch this bike for me? And yeah, hand it over to the next guy. So maybe during that time, I would take a photo or something that would something would happen. So eventually, yeah, we had an interesting conversation as well with the guys from Standard. I was supposed to do a shoot for them, but it turned into another like partnership or ambassadorship of some sort. So yeah, some of these things, if you are just doing what you are doing without trying to prove anything, with just being authentic, sometimes it works out as well. But then the money comes in as with while you're doing these things as well. Of course, it's cool to have nice stuff. It's cool to be riding around and stuff, but yeah, money comes in when you also have something to offer. What are you doing differently, or what projects do you have? Like, for example, I was saying, I did a film that I had to go to Zim. So you pretty much something that you discuss as well. Like, okay, I'm doing this project. What do you have in mind? Or they are the ones that can actually offer it to you. Like, oh, we think our product, we want to associate it with this part of
Yeah.
what you are doing. Like recently, there's a will sponsor of mine as well that recently approached as well. Like the same thing you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you did something with this guy, and this is from like two. Oh, sorry. This is
That's
from
okay.
like 2 years ago. You did something with this guy and that guy, but we want to do the same thing, but in this way. So all these things are financially involved. So it's not just like, okay, uh, you look cool, you're doing this stuff on the bike and
You have to
doing
actually
all of
put
that stuff.
some work in
Yes.
beforehand. You'd be like,
Yes,
okay, I'll do
exactly.
this. I'll do the shoot for free. I'll maybe rep your brand on my bike and take a photo for free. You're not getting paid in the beginning, but then
Yeah.
people start approaching you. So
Yeah.
start working with brands, even if you're not making money from it. I think that's key in the
Uh,
beginning.
Yeah, man, I would also say you have to understand that there's individuals behind these brands as well. So you want to make friends with people. So I wouldn't say maybe waste your time in doing stuff for free, because maybe that might not work out, like that approach. But like I said, you are doing something that you're even willing to do it for free. Like I'm saying, cycling is something that I can even do on my worst day. It's
Yeah.
not something that I'm like, I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something that I'm doing and someone thinks it's cool, then it's like, oh, that's the right guy to sponsor. But then at the same time, if you want to get money involved, then you should also have something to offer. Of course, you're a runner, or you're a cyclist, or you're an athlete, or you are this and that, but you also need to be creative towards that stuff. Like, oh, this would look cool for my brand. You reach out to them. You have to be communicative, which is where being friends with these people works for you as well. Because
Yeah.
you're like, so and so, I have this project that I want to do. I want to ride from Cape Town to Zim because I haven't done it before, or I want to do a bike adventure trip somewhere, or I want to do this and that. I want to go and do this and participate in that. Then they would say, okay, this is not on our budget for this year, because majority of this stuff, majority of the brands, they plan this year for next year already, maybe around April or somewhere there. They're
Yeah.
already planning for their next year. So by now, they even know what they are launching 2027 in
Yeah.
April. They already know. So if you want to start that conversation now, you're already like too late. So they will probably say, okay, this came up now. It sounds cool, but we cannot fully commit to giving you 50,000 rand that you want, but maybe we can only give you 10,000 rand that you want. But also at the same time, some of these things, some of the time they could even say, you know what, we actually don't have funds for that. And if you are someone who is already doing something that you love doing, you're not going to be disappointed into like something else. You just have to commit to whatever priorities you have and stuff.
But it's also about asking those questions. Like
Yeah.
if you ask for the 50K and you get the 10,
Yeah.
at least you ask the question instead of not knowing what value you're bringing to the table.
Yeah.
If you put in the work, you build a brand, you build something that other people want, you should
Yeah.
actually respect yourself enough to ask for, like, hey, if I'm gonna do this, like,
But I feel like also what you said, what like comes first, like
is the relationships.
not just the relationships. I mean, first of all, yes, you should be a genuine person. Like you should be a genuine.
Yeah.
That's I feel like also why you having the success that you have, because you're just
Uh-huh.
generally just a great guy, and you, like you said, you're doing what you do because you love it. The passion comes first, and hopefully the money will follow. Of course, like you need to be active.
Yeah.
Closed mouth don't get
Yeah.
fed.
Yeah.
For sure. But
Yeah.
like you said, you're not gonna be disappointed, because if you building towards something because you think, oh, this will land me this project, this will make me, and then it doesn't happen, and then you're falling out of love with the thing that you started in the first place. But if you do it for the right reasons, this will just maybe motivate you even more, push for the next time. You
Yeah.
just keep doing what you're doing until it will work, in a sense.
Yeah, I think you just nailed. Yeah, you just explained exactly the way I was going to.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And then on like another note, can you tell the viewers back home give us some training tips. Like get a bit nerdy with us. Like what's the longest race you've done? Like how do you recommend people train for like big races, big events? Like what kind of knowledge can you give the people at home watching for, okay, if you're gonna take cycling seriously now, you're not just doing it for fun. You wanna compete, you wanna race, you wanna put on the miles, you wanna go far, you wanna go fast. Like where do you start?
Yeah, so like as you said it, so like if you are going to do something like sorry, like something like cycling, it needs a lot of like volume. Sorry.
That's okay. It's okay.
It's hot in here, so please drink as much
Yeah.
as you need.
Yeah, so yeah, for cycling you need a lot of like volume. It's just like tomorrow. I was telling Yanis that I'm going to do like probably like 180K. With a lot of elevation as well, was for the
Easy
race that's
miles.
coming. Yeah, yeah, for the race that's coming, you need to, yeah, you need to help yourself with that because for cycling, it's like, of course, there's short stuff that you do like punchy stuff, I don't know, like short efforts, but there's also like long efforts you need to do. So if you are going to be doing like endurance stuff, like I think the longest ride or race I would say I did was 300. Like I went to Langebaan, came back through Darling, and then I came back here to Cape Town, and I did another. I think when you do that loop, it's like 270, and then you have to finish the other 30 here or so. But the longest race I've done is like 245, which is the cedar that I was talking about. I think I did it under like 10 hours 30. The guy that finished first, like Dan Lobsha, I think he finished in like 8 hours or so.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, you just need volumes, like a lot of like volumes, a lot of riding. You're doing at least 6 hours rides for the most part.
What's your training split for something like that? Give me like a weekly breakdown, Monday through Sunday.
I would probably say maybe 40 to 45 hours a week. But then that's pretty much if you're competing at that, or at least if you're competing at a certain level,
Yeah.
at least you're looking at, yeah.
40 to 45. So are you
pretty much.
riding every day? Do you have a rest day? Do you have like a sprint day, a longer day?
So for me, because I'm not a pro, I'm more on the, I'm more of a vibes guy. You know, I'm not really like taking it like super serious. Like, you know what, I need to win this thing. You know, so at least I'm like, okay, I need to go for this race, but I need to keep up with my friends. And unfortunately, all of them are strong. So, yeah, so I'm like, okay, if I'm going to survive this day, this whatever 10-hour ride it is, I need to keep up with my friends. I need to spend time with my friends. So what do? I also have to train. So yeah, here maybe 4 days I'm going like I'm doing like, yeah, not like so much like hard like rides and stuff. And then there's at least one day that I'm going a little bit like harder, like efforts. And then maybe a long ride on a weekend as well, just to keep that fatigue in. And also fatigue helps with this stuff as well. Like you fatiguing your body like so much, it helps for endurance stuff as well. So I don't know, I wouldn't say there's a specific way that I do my own stuff, but I just try to maintain those volumes. I just try to maintain, yeah, just staying on the bike, getting used to like all the stuff like climbs, descents, because any time you start like training or going hard, then all this stuff like helps out as well in a way.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that answered your.
But I feel like actually it did answer it perfectly because I feel like what you said first, volume, and also if anyone is following you on Strava, one thing you can say about your training, it's consistent. You're going cycling so consistently,
Yeah.
and I feel like the reason for it's because you're going, like you said, of vibes, because
Yeah.
you're enjoying it. You're making sure your training is still fun. Yes, of course you're pushing it harder sometimes, but even then it's probably very much fun for you. And I feel like if you want to be consistent, which is the number one, to be good in anything and enjoy anything, you also need to have fun in it. I think that's probably maybe your biggest secret. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, to be honest, like, yeah, I'm also someone who wants to. I love riding, but I also like to, yeah, to smile after that. You know, like I still want to smile because at some point it's not smiling at all. Even like now, the race that I'm talking about on the 14th, I just know I'm going to be suffering because it's basically like there's this place called Algeria. The temperatures there don't go anywhere because it's a valley. So for a stretch like maybe 50 Ks or so, it's just like, yeah, nothing. There's no trees, no shade. It's just warm. And because it's a valley, the temperatures there don't go anywhere. So it just, yeah, just like sitting in a, like,
You're sitting in the heat zone.
yeah,
No,
pretty much.
I've been there. It's in the Cedarburg.
Yeah.
It's a dirt road in the valley, and it's just straight.
Yes, it's just like straight for like, I don't know. Yeah, you just need to, and nothing can prepare you for that. You know, you've entered for this race, you've trained, but you cannot fight nature. Unfortunately, like it's just heat. There's nothing you can do. You just have to, yeah, I don't know. You just have to hope for the best. You know.
pray for some clouds at least.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty
Sure.
much. That's
And
all you
out
want.
there, if you see clouds, you're lucky because in the middle of summer.
Yeah, that's why I was saying also like you see you finally get home, you see a sandwich there with like peanut butter and everything. It's gold. Yeah, it's
Literally.
you really appreciate it so much. But also in your head, so much is going on as well during all these times. I believe anyone can ride maybe 50 Ks or 100 Ks. I would say any person. But after that, nothing is the same anymore. Not food, not music, not water. You're just in your head like the whole time. So it plays out if you also have a strong or mind or that type of stuff as well. Because it's not only like physical, like I am strong, I can push so much watts, but also mentally as well.
Do you listen to music while you ride, or podcasts or anything?
I mean, for podcasts, it's people, of course, like people speaking. So maybe it helps as well. For music, of course, I do listen to music sometimes, but also some of these races is just like, oh, okay, guys, no music because the roads are not closed. So it's still a very functioning day, like, and the roads are not closed for cars and everything. So yeah, you also want to be safe, you know, so you can't risk like putting on like some music and stuff. But in some of the dead roads, maybe you'll be just like, if I play 2-3 tracks, I'll feel much better.
Yeah.
Because you're suffering anyway. So yeah, so maybe that helps as well. But I do, if I'm in closed roads, of course, here and there, I'm like, let me listen to 1 or 2 tracks and stuff. Yeah, it makes you feel much better as well.
And what type of music do you listen to?
I like jazz actually,
Jazz.
yeah. But also like with jazz, it's funny. But what I find is that if you listen to jazz, you end up listening to dead artists because these are people that are gone. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, it's dark what I just said now, but if you listen to jazz, majority of those guys, like if you listen, let's say you listen to Bob Marley now, all the stuff you are singing about is happening now. Then you're like, okay, what realm was this guy living in?
Dude, it's actually crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know why, but yeah, majority of the music that I listen to, even like this guy Mtukudzi, he just have this ability to speak about either struggle or every single thing, like whether it's immigration, whether it's poverty, whether it's whatever. He just kind of have a way of expressing it in his own way. There's this song he actually wrote. It's called Jail, actual jail, but he's not speaking about the jail. He's speaking about this friendship that we see each and every day. It's more than family sometimes, you know, but the actual title is jail. But the way he expresses it, the way he expresses all of it, it almost feels like this family is like a jail of some sort. I don't know, but you can interpret it in any way you want to, you know. So yeah, it's interesting.
That's cool.
I would also say, like, because it's very artistic in a sense too. Like music obviously is artistic and like interpreting music and what people are trying to say with lyrics. And I feel like, I mean, we obviously spoke off camera. You're also quite a creative guy. You have a lot of different creative outlets. So did you feel like that's maybe also was a bit of a, let's say, advantage that you made use of, not willingly, but maybe subconsciously, using your creativity? Because in my opinion, you have a very aesthetic eye, especially when it comes to taking pictures or videos.
Yeah.
And
the
utilize,
style, like,
thank you.
looking fresh, dude. So
Thank you.
utilizing that maybe also just to show people your world a bit through social media?
You know what? For what it is, yeah. Sometimes you feel like, I think with photography, like what happens is, I just like to see stuff, but also sometimes I don't know what to do with it. I'm like, how can I make the most out of this like setup or situation that's here, for photograph. I think it's every photographer feels the same. But for me, I just like dark stuff and lights and motion and that type of stuff. And sometimes I don't know, for some reason, I mean I'm a Virgo, so maybe that helps as well. Yeah, but yeah, I really like that stuff as well. And then when it comes to dressing, I just go for it, man. I just like, that looks cool. I also like color as well. So yeah, you see me with the orange stuff, with yeah, different type of stuff. I just like color, like the burgundies, the all the brighter stuff, and all of that. Yeah.
Good.
Cool.
Well, thank you guys. Yeah.
No, but just speaking the truth, I feel like that's also obviously maybe for people that try to, if you have like an advantage that comes naturally to you, I mean, I
Yeah.
would say that's probably a natural gift that you have. Like maybe make use of it, enjoy it, embrace
Wow.
it, and it will help you with a lot of other things. But
Yeah.
I do have one deeper question.
Oh.
Uh, what would, who would be Laziel without cycling?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I actually love music.
Hmm.
So, yeah, now it's actually harder to think about it, but I would say, yeah, I will always find a way to, yeah, to be creative with something. Either, yeah, at some point I was playing guitar a lot. I thought it's one thing I would master, but unfortunately you can't master acoustic guitar because what makes it harder is like you are trying to play these chords. You get different variations and all this like nice stuff. You're playing very well, and then at some point you just get stuck there. You can't move. Recently find out also it's the same with cycling. There's a certain level of fitness you reach to, and then you can't really like just pass there like freely. You have to really dig deeper. So I think it's the same with everything in life. But yeah, maybe I would be doing something alongside like music or playing an instrument or something like that. I think that's what I would be. But I just know something on the creative side. Maybe I should still do it.
You never know because the reason why I'm asking, especially like
Yeah.
seeing what, I mean, I don't want to say what cycling gave you because I mean, all the things you have now is because you put yourself in the right positions. But often, if people are getting consumed of one sport or whatever, it becomes their identity.
Yeah.
And then it's often very hard. Let's say they get injured, God forbid,
Yeah.
or anything.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and then it's very hard mentally. So, is there a way? I feel like that's also the nice thing about you. Like you're trying to always. That's also was my goal today to show Laziel maybe not just a cyclist, but all the things that make you you. Do you feel like it's important for you to have this balance, like this creativity where you take some pictures or like thinking about maybe designing some clothing or
Wow.
like music? Do you feel like that's really important for you, even though you love cycling so much, to still
Yeah.
have this healthy balance?
Yeah, so man, you know what? This could complicate. Like, I might feel like I'll probably be maybe contradicting myself, but I just have this ability that I'm willing to. I'm also someone who's willing to move on. So even if like it's constantly something that I think about, because even here as a Zimbabwean, it's not so much easier to deal with immigration stuff like paperwork and stuff like that. So every single day for me becomes more something that I think about all the time. And yeah, I don't want it to sound like that, but it's almost like, you know what, I could lose this life like anytime. Like you were saying previously as well, like, oh, what's the mental like state when you're in Zim and when you're here in Cape Town? In Zim, you feel like, okay, maybe I don't belong here anymore because you outgrow some stuff. People have moved on, but also I have moved on. But at the same time, here in Cape Town, you struggle with this like paperwork stuff and all of that stuff. So you don't know if you like really belong there or if I belong there. Even if my sponsors were to ask me to come to Europe, which they already done, and I'm still sorting out some visas and stuff. I wouldn't know who to represent. Should I represent Zimbabwe because that's where I come from? But they can't also like they can't also claim that I'm from there, like on the cycling side. But do I also represent like Cape Town? But that's also not where I'm from. But that's where my cycling started. So it becomes more like confusing for me as well. So I'm always thinking like, okay, maybe yeah, maybe one day this life will also like it will be taken away from me, not up to me, but up to like what if the South African government can just say, ah, dude, sorry, you can't stay here anymore. So in a crazy way, it's also a life that I'm willing to let go at some point if it comes to that, because I don't know if I'll be a cyclist for a long time, but uh, I would love to if that allows. But when it comes to really like what will I do if I no longer I'm no longer like riding, or maybe I get an injury or something like that, I think it's something that I'm just open to try new things. I have this ability to just like, even if you were to leave me in East London today, I already know I already know where to find nice food. I already know where to find nice people. I already know how things are done in that area. I just have this ability to connect with people and try to make something out of this life. Because for me, I think that what keeps me going in a way. I don't just rely on, okay, I have this now, but uh, if I lose this, my life have to end there. I just have this ability to rise again. Actually, my a lot of people wouldn't know, but I was given my grandfather's name, Lazarus, which is like Jesus' friend who raised up from the dead. So maybe that's what my life is, to just like keep resurrecting whenever things fall apart or whatever. Maybe I just come back from the dead for some reason, but I just have this ability to, yeah, to keep fighting. And when things go harder, I don't hold on to stuff like, you know what, if I don't have this, uh, yeah, my life will fall apart. I just have this ability to still try to find a way to, yeah, to come back again and try again. Yeah, I know it sounds deep and sad, but
No,
yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
It sounds
I
beautiful.
like the idea that Giannis put out there. You starting a clothing brand, that would be cool. I could see that being epic. Laziel.
yeah, I'll
That's a
try
cool
to.
brand name. Even just your name as a brand name.
Yeah,
It sounds premium.
Yeah,
You sound
I
premium.
would try it. Yeah, I would
should
try it, and
definitely-
then I'll charge a few 300 euros so for a T-shirt or something.
No, yeah, do that. Do that. Sell it to the Europeans that are coming down here.
Honestly, literally,
Yeah.
that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But dude, honestly, I feel like um, you couldn't have had a better finish. I feel like when people are not inspired now and also
Yeah.
can hear and see. I mean, I feel like it also probably comes because you experienced, like you said, rock bottom before,
Yeah.
and like it's beautiful to see that you're just having this like ability to keep on going. And I mean, if anybody else is watching here that is hitting rock bottom or doesn't feel uninspired, if they don't feel inspired after this conversation now, and
Yeah.
see if where you can put yourself in life if you just keep on going, even though it feels like
Yeah.
the worst day ever. Find maybe one thing like cycling that
It
will
would be nice.
give
Yeah.
you joy. But before we're heading out of this podcast, I would
Yeah.
love for you to give you the ability just to plug yourself. Where can people find you? Where can people follow you? Yes, please.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I mean, is it like Instagram or?
Anywhere on social media they can find you. Not your home address, please. We don't need people to come to
Yeah,
your
yeah,
apartment.
yeah, yeah. It's like, just come to my home address. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Or if you want to
Yeah.
invite people to the club, right? I mean, I know you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
are already a lot of people, but maybe, I mean, probably most people that listen to it will know, but doesn't hurt to maybe shout that out as well.
Yeah, so we do these rides at the clubhouse. It's like in Sea Point, and then we just ride Thursday mornings like 6 a.m. Then we also there's also some rides that we do with Community Connect, like either a gravel ride, and also if you don't have a bike, you can actually ask them because they have bikes available for anyone who would like to join.
Sweet.
I think, yeah, those are some of the rides we do. There's also like early mornings that we do like blockhouse on a Friday, like Friday morning before work. There's also, yeah, if you're into racing, there's some racing that are going on. Like there's some in Cedarburg, some in Montagu, some in Renate. So yeah, there's a lot of riding like available. But if it's Instagram stuff, all these places have names. There's OSCS Clubhouse, which is where I spend most of my time and all of that stuff with riding. There's also CCX Standard through Julian. with the bike stuff that I'm talking about. Myself, I don't know. It's just Laziel, Laziel, on Instagram. But yeah, pretty much that's yeah. Let's ride whenever time is right.
I got a few quick fire questions for you. Okay. Quick fire questions. What hurts first on a hard ride, body or mind?
Mind.
Mind. Do you trust numbers or feel?
Feel.
Feel. Okay. At what kilometer do doubts usually start creeping in?
160.
160.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Beast.
Yeah.
Would you rather suffer alone or be dropped in a group?
Maybe dropped in a group. Yeah.
Dropped in a group.
Yeah.
What breaks you faster, long climbs or endless headwinds?
Endless headwinds.
Endless headwinds. Okay. If you ever wanted to quit, have you ever wanted to quit mid-ride and didn't? Yes or no?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
At least once. Yeah.
Fuel early and safe, or push it and risk feeling tired, risk being unfueled.
Yeah, unfortunately, the latter, unfortunately.
What's harder, starting a ride or finishing a ride?
Finishing a ride is
Finishing a
always
ride.
harder, yeah.
Do you ride to compete, escape, or understand yourself better?
I would say understand myself better, yeah. Yeah.
And finally,
Yeah.
when it gets really hard, do you slow down or double down?
Slow down.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
Thanks so
Awesome.
much.
Cheers, brother. Thanks for being on.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Yeah.
And make sure to tune into the episode and enjoy the listen.
Yeah, go follow us at Athco CC on Instagram, Athco on YouTube, and Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
And please make sure to subscribe, leave a review. That would really mean the world to us and would help
Share.
to grow the show.
Please, thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
so we can have some more inspiring conversations with people like Laz. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Yes.